Okay, we're in the penultimate game of the Call the Banners 2015 tournament.
Woo!
Alright, some enthusiasm from winter there for the vampire counts. We're playing the Magic Drain, which has got the fruity banner of doom in the middle for secret deployment. Everything's standard scenery except for we're going to have old Volkmar the Grim here. Is going to be some kind of fruity terrain thing that does something for winter's magic phase, maybe. Yep, secret deployment. Behind the curtain. Ooh.
Winter knocked his skeletons over.
Skeletons are already giving up the fight.
I don't want to talk, so I don't want to give anything away.
Oh, Mac is playing it cagey. Right, we'll come back to you once deployment is.
Let's go for the long bomb.
Alright, the curtain has risen on the secret deployment, and this is the battlefield overall. Okay, Lizardman deployment.
Okay, 33 Saurus, hand weapon shield, full command. 10 chameleons, scouted. Sorry, 12 chameleons,
Not to forget the extra two.
No, definitely not. 10 skinks, blowpipes, skink priest. He's got Wissons, I think, this guy. The Slam, who's not the BSB today. The BSB's over here in the cold ones on the right flank with no banner. 30 Saurus, hand weapon shields. Eggman.
Skink priest on a pterodon with the egg of the Quango.
Skink chief.
Skink chief.
And 12 chameleons scouted over here.
As you can see, they're all castled up in this corner.
Sorry, there's a little shame, a skink priest here who has got the savage beast of horrors, looking to boost the cowboy.
I neglected to mention, yeah, this unit's absolutely packed with
four cowboys.
Yeah, four cowboys. Okay.
Yeah, I neglected to mention.
And we have the vampires slightly more conventionally deployed on this side of the field, and Winter will take you through them.
We have 49 ghouls with 2 vampires, both level 2s with some magic stuff. Hosty, Dragon Lord of Doom, Morris the Mortis Engine, 10 White Cav led by a White King, Cryptes and 39 Skeletons led by another White King.
Alright, cool. So that's deployment. We're going to have a 2d6 versus 2d6 roll for the first turn.
5. Bah, I'll go first.
So the vampires take the first turn. We'll come back to you after movement. Alright, turn 1 undead movement. The skeletons try and have a bit of a charge on the skinks. They only needed an 8, so it's well worth a go. Macca's brass ball stood and shot. Wiped out 5 skeletons and they failed. Just kind of meandering into the woods. Cryptor is up full steam. White Cav coming up a bit. The Mortis and the host coming over here. Everybody trying to stay out of line of sight of the cowboys. Brave Dragon hides behind the house, afraid of chameleon shots.
For the second game in a row.
And the badly opposition ghouls are trying to make up some ground. And there's a host. Coming to try and have a showdown with these chameleons. Bit of an overall. Magic is 6 versus 6 after a couple of channels from the cheeky Slan. Okay, so with the 6 dice in the magic phase, it's 6 dice on Bubble Van Hells. He miscasts on a double 6, gets the feedback. The Charm Shield saves him. It wounds the Vampire Hero, and the Ward Save stops it from hitting them. Shufty's up, the host's real nice and close to the skinks, and the ghouls come up so they can get in position. With no shooting or combat for the vampires, it's down to the bottom of 1, Lizardmen. Okay, Lizardman movement phase. Well, it was, I'm told, but everybody still looks like they're standing in the corner. These guys are not even phased by the skeletons. They're just staying where they are. These brave troopers are just staring down the crypt horrors, hoping to go poison berserk, I guess. All these Saurus warriors just doing.
No, they failed their reform, so just went.
Oh, they failed their reform, fucked up. These guys are traffic jammed. The bus full of 1,000 points worth of heroes and lords is too afraid to fight these rank and file troops over here. And these guys avoid their inevitable death by spirit host this side. Back in the magic.
Don't see the point when we're fighting off for 2nd and 3rd place here.
Slan's eye view of a cowardly magic phase. Macca gets 9 dice, Winter gets 6 for the undead. Macca's 6 dice is fiery combo on the skeletons. Doesn't miscast, so Winter scrolls it. because we're doing some kind of magic scenario, if you could read really quickly or be bothered to the text at the beginning before the battle, I'll explain this fruity magic based scenario where you get loads of battle points.
Pause it.
For all kinds of, yeah, you could pause it and have a look. But yeah, he doesn't want to cast with the other 3 dice because Winter's still got 6 dice and you get points for doing a super dispel. So yeah, into the Lizardmen shooting phase. Lizardmen shooting phase, chameleons and skinks pour everything into the crypt horrors, and even with their 4+ regen, manage to poison one to death. Top of turn 2, vampires after movement. The crypt horrors try and charge the skink priest. He likes to flee, bounces through the pterodon, they pass their redirect, try and go into the Saurus cow but fall short. The skeletons have another pop at the skinks. There's no point in them fleeing this time, otherwise they'll be off the board, so they try to stand and shoot. Take off another couple, another one dies running through the trees. But they're in there, the fate of the skinks seems pretty sealed now. These guys just shuffle a bit around in here. The ghouls continue to advance around the building, making the long walk to the other side. The vampire's decided he's not afraid anymore and he's coming right for the skinks. As Winter picks up his breath weapon temple and rubs his hands together. It's a big magic phase, 12 dice versus 8. 6 dice to gauge and gash these chameleon skinks over here. It goes off handsomely, no miscast. Marcus Crow. We then go with the final 6 dice to do Bubble Van Hells. Gets a crap roll. Ooh, there it is. Look at all them ones
and there's Macca's roll.
Macca throws all of his dice to dispel it. And dispels it by more than 5, which is battle points in this scenario. Being as it's so short, we'll do the shooting phase live action. The dragon is lining up the breath weapon.
6.
Oh. 6 4+.
Yep.
4 are slain by the mighty breath weapon. But do they panic?
Let's measure the BSB's range. It should be okay.
Yeah, he's right there.
Well, he's at that side though, but he's fine. Yeah. So 5 with a reroll.
Oh, they're okay. That's combat phase. The skinks fail their fear test, and rightly so. The skeletons fuck them up, and they run off the board. The skeletons reform. And we pan out.
Some chameleons die from the breath weapon, 4 of them, I think.
We captured that in the shooting phase. But okay, that's the end of Vampires. Lizardman movement, turn 2. And there has been a considerable amount.
I don't need
The Scavet Old One bus slams into the Crypt Horrors. I don't feel too good about them. The Brave Chameleons slam into the host.
Just normal skinks, those pal.
Oh, normal skinks, not that it really matters in combat. Slam into the host. They're probably going to lose against the host, but they were hoping for a bit of cascading combat over here.
Fail charge here.
Failed charge from these Saurus into the skeletons. They'll have to wait for another turn or so to die.
Shifty Shully.
And yeah, some skinks are just hiding out over here being tossers like they do. Lizardman 2 magic's a bit of a bust. All that really happens is the skink gets walked between worlds away from the dragon.
Whistles.
Oh yeah, Whistles on these Saurus over here, but
3 of them. What's an issue of
Lizardman shooting. The skinks open up on the dragon. Cause a few wounds. They're all safe. In the combat phase, the Saurus boss obliterate the Crypt Horrors, but the Crypt Horrors do kill 3 of them. The cascade wasn't quite on, so they'd gone into the skinks first, but the brave skinks don't get hurt by the spirit host and win by 1 for the charge. Vampires 3 movement. There's been quite a bit of stuff going on. The mounted whites elect to charge the Saurus boss instead of getting charged. Probably a smart idea.
Fail charge here.
Yeah, the spirit host in the sunshine tries to get across to the skinks, but it fails. The dragon makes a reasonable distance charge into the side of the Saurus warriors. I feel for these boys. And the ghouls, they're coming back up around the house into the magic phase. Combat goes really badly for the whites. They kill like 2 dudes. The cowboys go mental and murder everyone down to the White King, who gets mullered by combat rares and they reform. Shit's not looking so good.
Dragon 2.
The vampire nukes the Saurus champion with about 6 million wounds. They're still steadfast with 4 dice picking the lowest and re-rolling 6 times or whatever the Lizardmen get, so they're sticking around.
I'll try.
Lizardmen movement. The Saurus finally pluck up the courage to charge far enough into the skeleton crew. The poor old Mortis engine is going to buy the farm against the hero brigade over here. The skink,
to the rescue.
the skink chief on the pterodon's buying the Saurus another turn of not getting mullered up. And the skinks are just skinking around over there, going into.
Sorry again.
In the magic phase, the Slan casts the most ridiculous fiery convocation I've ever seen on these 50 ghouls. There's virtually none left, and one of the vampires got the final wound taken off it.
And it's a miscast, so
Oh yeah, and it was a miscast 8, but the Slan's got the thing where he can adjust it, so it was a 7, and nothing occurred. They used to do some skeletons here, but there aren't anymore. Oh yeah, I don't know if we showed, but the Saurus Cav charged the Mortis engine, smashed it up, overran into the skeletons. Between them, we didn't even finish the attacks. The combat res was so bad they were already all screwed. And then they're looking down, the only guy living on the board, pretty much. Alright, over here, spectacularly, the Pterodon man doesn't even get killed by a Red Fury vampire in one round. The dragon has to finish him off and only wins by 1 overkill. So these guys win combat by 1, wounding the dragon and the vampire, and the Saurus have now reformed. It's all coming up Millhouse for the vampire counts. Alright, vampire's movement in 4. The vampire pegs it out of the unit. It's a last-ditch effort to try and do something. I mean, he's probably going to get gunned down by chameleons, but yeah, going into the magic phase.
What we got, Lizette?
7.
The magic phase goes swimmingly.
He shoved it.
It's a 2 dice miscast on Van Hels on this dude. Yeah, he takes a wound and fails to get sucked into the void. If he had been sucked in the void in this scenario, it'd have given him at least some battle points. Then we had a 4 dice wind of death off the Vamp Lord, and he failed to
You know what?
The vampire and dragon combo managed to mulch up a decent 10 of the guys, 11 of the guys, but they're still stubborn and they're sticking around. See when Lizardmen movement phase in 4. Everyone's coming to gang rape the dragon. The remaining few dudes have been burned by convocation and getting hunted by the chameleons, and these guys are just watching on as their brethren take out the rest of the vampire counts out. Alright, the Lizardmen magic phase. The skink miscasts Wissons on these guys. Loses his level, so he's not a wizard anymore, but it doesn't really matter. The Slan on 2 dice, double 6 boxcars is up, and miscasts Walk Between Worlds to give these guys a better view. And he gets the 7 miscast again, and nothing. Oh yeah, and insult to injury, combo still going, and kills 6 more ghouls. Okay, the Old Blood and the Dragon Man have a challenge. Yeah, nobody hurts each other, but on res the dragon gets popped. The ghouls, obstinately to not give the Lizardman the glory of killing them, decide to roll boxcars on their leadership crumble test and destroy themselves.
Hold on, Winter. I'm sorry about the...
Hang on, I've got another turn.
And this is how it ends. The lone vampire on 1 wound just throws in the towel in turn 5 because there's no real point in him continuing. The Lizardmen are fairly unscathed. They lost a few skinks.
No, it's not.
Massive win for the Lizardmen.